This is the pyramid demo running in Massive Swarm system. There are hundreds of animated enemies on screen, but if we look at the stats, there is only one skinned mesh renderer in the scene. And that one is the player. The enemies are using Vertex Animation Textures, or VAT, so they can animate without a skinned mesh renderer on every agent. In this tutorial, I will take a normal rigged character, bake it with the Swarm VAT Baker, and use it in this swarm scene. So let me show you how to create one from scratch using the Swarm VAT Baker. This is the source character. It is a normal rigged model, and if I open the hierarchy, you can see it is not just one mesh. There are mesh renderers for attachments, like the weapon and armor pieces, and there is more than one skin mesh renderer for the body. The Baker can combine these parts into a single VAT character, so the final result is much cheaper to render in a swarm. Now I will open the Swarm VAT Baker. At the top, we have the quality presets: Mobile, Standard, and High. These are quick starting points. They change settings like the sample rate, texture size, and quality options depending on the target platform. Mobile keeps things lighter to save memory and performance. High uses more data for smoother animation. And of course, you can still adjust the settings manually after choosing a preset. Here we have the Weapons and Attachments section. These are the regular mesh renderers attached to the character, like props or equipment, that will be included in the bake. Below that, in Character Parts, we can see the skinned mesh renderers found in the hierarchy. This is where I choose which part is the main body. In the Animation Clips section, I can press Auto Find Clips. The Baker will try to find and assign the common animation clips automatically: idle, walk, run, and attack. If the clips have different names, or if I want to use custom animations, I can assign them manually. In the Output section, I choose where the generated assets will be created. Pick Folder lets me choose any folder in the project. Use Default sets the default VAT Baker output folder. Now I will press Bake to generate the VAT assets in the project. Here are the generated assets, including a prefab I can drag directly into the scene. If I check the prefab in the inspector, there is no skinned mesh render anymore. It is just a mesh render. The bone animation has been baked into textures, so the runtime version is much lighter. I can also test the animation states from the Swarm VAT animation component. I can press the idle, walk, run, and attack buttons directly, or drag the speed slider to preview how the animation blends between movement states. One useful thing is that I can rebake at any time. I will switch to the mobile preset and bake again. This uses lighter settings, so the animation uses less data and the result is better suited for lower-end hardware. The trade-off is that the motion can look less smooth depending on the sample rate and quality settings. Now I will switch back to high and bake again, and we are back to the smoother version. Now let me use this character in a real swarm scene. I am going to replace one of the agent prefabs from the pyramid demo with the character we just baked. This generated prefab already has the components needed for the included demo combat setup. If you start from a more basic prefab, you can add those components from the MSS overlay menu or set them up manually. And there it is, a new VAT character, baked a moment ago, now running inside the swarm with the rest of the enemies. That is the Swarm VAT Baker. Take a normal rigged character, bake it into a lightweight runtime version, and use it in large animated hordes without relying on skinned mesh renderers for every agent. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video tutorial.